Hi happy crocheters, this is Lindsay from windingroadcrochet.com and today I'm going to show you how to make toddler socks in just 30 minutes. If you like this tutorial, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. So for this project, we're going to be making this cute little toddler slipper sock. You are going to need roughly 54 yards of a size 5 yarn. You could also use 2 strands of size 4 yarn held together. You're going to need a 6.5 millimeter crochet hook that is a size K crochet hook. You're going to need scissors, a yarn needle, and some kind of measuring tool in order to check your gauge. Speaking of gauge, you're going to want to use your measuring tool to make sure you're getting roughly 3 stitches per inch, as well as 3 rows for 2 inches. That will help make sure that the sock is the right size. So I've already made a slip knot, and I made sure I have a long yarn end that we will use to make a magic circle. We will start by chaining 2, and we will take that yarn end and wrap it around our thumb to create a circle. Now we're going to work 12 double crochet into this circle. Make sure you're working under 2 strands of yarn and simply start making your 12 double crochet. When you finish row 1, we are going to take that yarn end and pull it tight, and it's going to close up the center of our circle. And we're just going to finish off by working a slip stitch into the very first double crochet. Keep in mind, I do not count my turning chain as a stitch in this pattern. To start row 2, we are going to chain 2, and we are going to work a double crochet into the first 3 stitches. So here is my 3rd double crochet, and into the next stitch I'm going to work an increase. So I will work 2 double crochet into the next stitch. Now I'm just going to repeat this stitch pattern twice more. So 3 double crochet and an increase, another 3 double crochet and then an increase, and that will complete our row. When you get to the end of the row, once again we are just going to slip stitch to the very first double crochet. And you can see how our toe is beginning to form. So now that we've created the toe, we are going to create the length of our slipper. And to do this, we just need to work even rows. So again, we will chain 2, and we are going to double crochet in each stitch around. At this moment, you should have 15 stitches. So double crochet into 15 stitches. When you reach the end of the row, you'll just slip stitch to the very first double crochet. Now we are going to repeat this row. Chain 2 and double crochet in each stitch around. Again, a total of 15 double crochet. Continue repeating row 3 until you have a total of 6 rows. Next, we will create a few more rows to create the heel of our sock. To do this, we are going to start by chaining 2, and we are going to double crochet into the first 12 stitches. Once you work 12 stitches, we're going to leave the last 3 stitches left unworked. So moving on to the next row, we will chain 2, turn our work, and double crochet in each stitch across. When we reach the other side, we will chain 2, turn, and double crochet across again. So we will have a total of 3 rows in the heel section of our sock. So once you have 9 rows, we're ready to start working on the cuff of our sock. To do this, we are going to be single crocheting along the side of the rows that we just created. So to start, you will chain 1, and you will work 2 single crochet into the side of every double crochet. So on this first side, we should have a total of 6 single crochet worked over the side of 3 double crochet. So this will be our 6th single crochet. I like to work it in between or through the center of the double crochet stitches if I can. So there is our first side. We're going to work a single crochet into the top of these 3 stitches that we skipped when working row 7. And then we are going to work again 6 more single crochet along the other sides of our double crochet. That's 2 single crochet into the side of each double crochet. When we get to the end of this row, we can go ahead and slip stitch to the very first single crochet. Don't worry about the hole in the heel. We will take care of that later. So now we just need to work 2 more cuff rows. I've already slip stitched to the very first single crochet in this last row. And now I'm just going to chain 2 and I'm going to double crochet in each stitch across. At this point, we should once again have 15 stitches in this row. Once you reach the other side, we are going to slip stitch to the very first double crochet. Now you will chain 2 again and repeat this row. Just work a double crochet in each stitch around. When you reach the end of this last row, we will slip stitch to the very first double crochet. You can fasten off your yarn, leaving a pretty long yarn end. Yarn over and pull that yarn end all the way through the very last loop. So now our sock is complete. All we need to do is sew up that hole in the heel. So here I've taken my yarn end and I've threaded it through a needle. I'm going to thread this needle down through the last 2 rows we worked, the last 3 rows if you include the single crochet row. And now using the same yarn end, I am going to go ahead and sew up the hole in this heel. You can do this any way you like. You can use a whip stitch. I'm going to use something called the invisible stitch, where I work under the top loops of both stitches. So I go under one loop, through the center of the stitch, and then through the center of the top of the other stitch. And I just make a zigzag path all the way down. Since this is a sock, I will mow down and back up and then secure it at the top of this hole. So when I reach all the way down to the bottom, I'm just going to give a tug on my yarn to go ahead and close up that hole. And then now I'm going to sew right back up to the top, and the sock will be complete. I will just need to weave in this end. You definitely want to make sure you weave it in back and forth a few times to really secure this, because this is going to be a well-worn item. So you always want to make sure you go back and forth a minimum of 3 times. Now you can clip your yarn end. It's good to go ahead and flip your sock inside out so you can weave in the end right at the toe. You definitely want to weave that in, and then your sock is complete. All you have to do is make a matching pair. So I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial, and thank you so much for watching.